Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Thank you to everyone for listening live across our audio channels on edmontonsportstalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. For those watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, we greatly appreciate it. Matt Iwanyk with you here today. We've got Gerry Haracsi from the Spirit of Edmonton. We've got Scout from the Elks call, friend of EST, do a great job covering the Edmonton Elks and their tailgate. What's your where's your spot? What do you call your tailgate spot?
We were at stall 182.
It's
Hurdy's Diner.
Hurdy's Diner. That's what I was looking
Diner.
for. Hurdy's Diner. They do a great job with all of that. So they are in today. So naturally, I think we'll have a lot of CFL talk for you today. Also, just quickly, today is the first show. We've never had soundproofing in this room as we're getting set for the move. So if it sounds just this tinge echoey, that's why. Unfortunately, we got to deal with it for the next week. That's just how it's going to have to go as we're getting ready for that move. Boys, how are we doing today?
Awesome.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, no, I'm very excited. I finally get to meet Gerry here.
It's you said you've never met Scout, and I was just like, I was fascinated by this.
We've probably walked past each other at tailgate.
Oh,
you guys are busy.
Even Dave from Section T, I hadn't met him until I was here last time, and now we're best tailgate buddies.
Okay, before we continue, sociable.
Sociable,
here we go.
Ice cold, fresh sluice juice.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, that is good.
It's a good hangout today.
It's going to get better. That's 5 minutes in. Yeah.
There's a lot more out there. It's just you guys are busy with your stuff, busy with your spot.
Yeah, it feels like I'm kind of on vacation with the Elks having a bye week and then being on the road. And and then we get a 1 o'clock Saturday game on August 2nd, which is, we're going to have to be there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Which makes for a long day because whenever the Costco Business Center opens at 7, I got to get there to get the 20 bags of ice we need and, and start cooking. And it's going to be kind of a breakfast tailgate. I think we were both planning on doing something kind of breakfasty, and Tall Boys back on stage on
nice.
The big tailgate stage, first appearance of the year for them, and they're pumped. I saw them this past weekend at On the Rocks, and they're looking forward to playing tailgate again. So it's just big game this Friday night in Regina. Hopefully, it's a good result.
Well, we'll get into that one. It's a game there. Look,
we'll get into it.
Well, yeah, we'll get into it. I have
that's another business we need to talk about.
Through Play Alberta, I won't lie though. I've put some money on the Edmonton Elks outright to win this weekend.
I mean, 9.5 underdogs or something.
It opened when Dusty yelled at me yesterday when the lines came out, and the reason he was just in the other room and he was just saying the lines. I think it started 13 and a half.
It was 13, yeah.
And so I quickly threw some money on the Elks and I tied it with the Stamps win over the Owls. And then I looked later and it was 9.5. I'm like, did I mishear Dusty? He was like, no, it was so there was a quick 13, shifting there. I think they might have had that slightly off, but it's going to be a tough one. And we don't know who the quarterback is, which we will get to. How long, for your planning of the tailgate, do you plan that at the start of the year, or do you go after the next game, last game, you start looking at what you're going to get?
Well, no, we have our menu. So shout out to Turf District as well. Also friends of EST. We kind of come together and kind of brainstorm our menu, so then that way we're not conflicting, which is why we had a little controversy there with the poutine. And their poutine was a lot better than ours. I'll put it that way. But I screwed up last minute and made a menu change. But we planned this at the beginning of the season, and then we'll roll it out. So I think this year we've already done Eddie cheesesteaks, which is a play on Philly cheesesteaks. We're going to have pancake breakfast coming up, which I know Gerry knows a thing or two about breakfast. You said that you're going to be doing some breakfast hot dogs or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't figured out yet.
Oh, breakfast hot dog.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. We're still working on the timing is the biggest thing because it's so early.
Well, exactly. And let's say if you have a bigger dish, even the Eddie cheesesteaks, we pre-prep a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hours of pre-prep sometimes on the day just to get to the tailgate.
I'm just trying to think what you could throw on a hot dog or how you can make it
Bacon,
more breakfasty.
eggs, a little bit of salsa.
Can you put
You
eggs
can do
on
whatever you put on
a hot dog?
whatever you put on a plate.
I think that would
But
work.
breakfast, you can put in a bun for a
Well,
hot dog.
instead of a hot dog, use like a breakfast sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead of a bun, you use a pancake.
I was about to say, and then you use a pancake.
Yeah, see, now you've just created 3 weeks of work for me. Anyway, we'll...
I'm just trying to think what else you could throw on like a hot dog that could be breakfasty and stuff. And I think almost anything. Like throwing bacon on there is an easy one.
you just scramble up a bunch of eggs and throw them on top of a hot dog in a taco shell, and you got your breakfast taco.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You know, yeah, it sounds easy.
Sure, yeah.
Sounds easy.
Yeah.
On pancakes for you guys.
Oh yeah, we're silver dollar pancakes.
Silver dollar pancakes.
Yeah, just like 2 or 3 at a time, and we're grabbing boxes
see
of
what you-
pancake. Yeah, boxes of pancake mix. We've been seeing really heavy foot traffic in the tailgate lately. Even I talked to the Cody crew, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave from Section T. Shout out Dave McKinnon. And he's like, yeah, like, you know, we had a bunch of people come over, and it was good. Like, we're starting to get that American vibe. But then there's no indicator on if it's a private party or if it's a free for all. And with the Cordies, they have so many people over there all the time that it looks like it's a giant party. So I guess they had people that were hanging out there until the start of the game, and they had no idea who these people were. So I mean, we're serving like 60 to 70 portions now per game. We're running out like an hour early, so you can tell that the foot traffic is really picking up in the tailgate.
Yeah, you know, you speak of the uninvited. It's hard to control, but we've actually had to bring security by.
No way.
Because we're sponsored by Molson's, so
Right.
and we have some groups of people that just keep coming back for Sluice Juice and Molson products, and I know they don't have a ticket to the game because.
They know that the tailgate's happening nearby, and so they
we've
come
had
on
to,
out. Hey, we
we've
can
had
grab some
to
drinks.
monitor.
Wild.
But you're right. Like I look at my, for a 5 o'clock Sunday start, I'm looking at 3:30, 3:45, and I go, holy crap, we're at a 12 dozen beer already.
Holy.
Yeah, like it's incredible. So
Holy.
the foot traffic is picked up, which is fantastic. As long as it's people with tickets going to the game, the majority of them are.
Yeah.
So no, it's fun. It's been really good.
Well, and the Elks have increased their branding on it too, right? Now they have that big tailgate archway. They have the double E's out there, sometimes with dinosaurs, the big double E's that you can post with that light up. They have that beer gardens right there.
Yeah.
So something we've recently talked about on the Elks call as well is how smart is it to move a beer gardens right outside of the tailgate? And that way you actually feel like you're part of the party. It's no longer secluded to the other side where they used to have the Molson or the Coors Light Fan Fest. Sorry. So it is cool to see. I would love to brainstorm you after the hangout here, because I have an idea I've been working on to maybe make things a little bit easier for logistics. Something like a flag or something like that that indicates, hey, free for all over here. Come over and grab eats, or there's no flag. It's like, okay, this is a private party. So I don't know.
I don't know how to control it either, because
Yeah.
we've created the monster.
Yes.
And I say it's a
Yes.
collective weave, and the Cordy group does a great job. You guys do a great job. The Turf District guys. I mean, it's so much fun. And no matter where you go, like we're right by the stage, and Turf District's on the other corner. And I walk through when we had the Grey Cup there a couple of weeks ago with Jeff McWhinney, and I was taking pictures with Dusty's family. That was awesome. I walked through every aisle, and I thought, man, this is usually I don't get a chance to go because I'm busy entertaining and serving and do all that kind of stuff. But it was awesome how busy it was, how great it was, and even inside the stadium, fan base is growing. It's that elusive home win.
The elusive.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I'm getting just an idea. People are saying hollandaise sauce.
Uh,
Yeah, I'll have
They're
to
saying
buy
can't
that.
go wrong
It
with hollandaise.
takes a long time to make hollandaise.
Yeah, but that might all it needs is
Yeah.
hot dog with hollandaise sauce, and boom, you've got almost like an eggs
if I
Benedict.
was to put mustard and mayonnaise to make it look like hollandaise, I wonder if that would work.
It's the Spirit of Edmonton hollandaise
Do what
sauce.
we want, yeah.
Why not? It's free.
yeah.
Yeah.
You just throw your branding on it. You can twist it however
That's
you
right.
want.
Yeah, just come up with a creative name for it, and it's the SOE hollandaise
Yeah.
experience.
what we can call
It's something that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I got to go to the tailgate on preseason game, and even then, I was like, I remember walking up, and I was like, I wasn't expecting a big tailgate that day
Yeah.
because it's preseason, whatever. And it was actually like for a preseason, I was like, this looks quite busy. And even a few people that I talked to, like Jason and Andrea, who are part of, they've got their stall there and stuff. They were saying the same thing. Like it was busier than they were thinking.
Yeah, it was really, really good. The pregame, preseason. It was a good start to the year, and there was nothing going on. There was no live entertainment. We had our speakers going, and it was good. It was, yeah.
I get jealous every week. And I see pictures of it. I say get in videos and all that. I get jealous.
Show from behind our booth at Tailgate.
It would be wonderful, Gerry, if I could do that. Unfortunately, we're not allowed. That's the fun part of the Elks, and we'll get to that win. Do you want to get into football and then get into some other stuff after?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go down the calendar of here and stuff. Okay, what have you guys made so far this season of this team?
Gerry, you want to start?
I'm going to do the same thing you just did.
Okay, Cody Fajardo was on with Reed and Jay yesterday. And he brought up an interesting point that I haven't focused enough on. But he talked about how like the teams that are generally going to start off well at the start of the year are going to be the teams that there's a lot of continuity, there's a lot of returning players and coaches even.
Yeah.
And Edmonton, and the part that stuck out to me was like Edmonton is learning 3 new schemes. Offense is brand new, defense is brand new, special teams is brand new, and it's going to take some time. And he said like you don't want to completely just be like it's fine, 1-4 is okay, but like you got to win football games. But there is a little bit of all facets for this team are brand new. It's not just when like Calgary, it's a brand new defense.
Exactly. That's what I was going to bring up. If you want to contrast Calgary, most of their systems are returning from last year. Right?
I would have to see their DC, whether their coordinator's the same.
Right.
But Dave Dickinson's still there for the offense. There might be new players, but the OC's still there with some of those returning players.
Well, and you've swapped out one quarterback for
And a vet.
Yeah.
But the Elks were looking good every game. They improved. Like I was in Winnipeg. It was 23-all going with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and then they just kind of crapped the bed. But they looked good that game, and they were progressing. And then, our latest memory is the BC game.
Yeah.
Where they got everything handed to them, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. They are looking good. And Trey Ford's numbers aren't that bad. They were horrible the last game, but the game against Ottawa when they won, he was perfect, and he's been pretty good throughout the course of the year. So I like where they're trending. The last game is, like I said, it's the last memory of what we have of the Elks football, and unfortunately it wasn't that good. But I would take them this weekend in Regina. Just you never know.
Well, and like
hesitant.
Well, no, I'll have to look him up quickly here. Trey's had 2 starts in Saskatchewan and Regina.
Yeah.
And they've been good.
Yeah.
He likes playing in Saskatchewan.
And maybe that is a meaningless stat, and I shouldn't be reading anything into that. But let's see if I could quickly find his 2 stats here in Saskatchewan. So I know he played last year. And last year they had also a huge running game against Saskatchewan. I do remember that one because that's when Leak went off.
Yeah.
But last year, Trey in Saskatchewan threw for 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He also rushed the ball 5 times for 46 yards.
Yeah.
The season prior, I think it was, he was in Saskatchewan late. September 16th, he threw the ball. So it wasn't the biggest numbers, 173, a touchdown and interception. He also rushed the ball 8 times for 70 yards and a touchdown. And that was a big win that they had against Saskatchewan, I remember at that time, because the Bears beat the Huskies for the first time in a long time in Saskatoon that same night.
Yeah.
It was both games were happening at the exact same time. But he's 2-0 in Regina.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, Leon Draisaitl does well against the Nashville Predators. There's those type of things.
Yeah.
I need to see, if Trey starts this week, could we see a situation where just Trey plays well against Saskatchewan?
Easily. I'm a believer. I'll believe with the double E's. That's what we were talking about recently too. Same deal. Kathy and I over on our show. Trey Ford likes playing against certain teams. He likes playing against Saskatchewan. He likes playing against Hamilton. So you have those 2 games coming up on
the
deck.
teams again.
Hamilton,
Hamilton, he plays well
Yeah,
against.
Saskatchewan.
and Saskatchewan.
Oh, so it's the two. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the two main teams that he likes playing against, right? And I mean,
He's got good numbers against Calgary too. Now,
Yeah.
not against that defense at Calgary.
no.
That's a good Calgary defense, but he does do well against Calgary. I'm just going to throw that one out there too.
So it'll be interesting to see if we can get a little bit of a ramp up here heading into Labor Day, just over a month away, right?
Yeah. Well, but they'll need to grab some victories. Like it's there for them. If you take BC out of the equation, what the game was last game, because that was just across the board. Like
Pure domination.
Cody,
Yeah.
great job.
Yeah.
Vincent Blanchard and
Yes.
your 2 extra point kicks, awesome job.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
We're done.
Yeah.
There's no more attaboys for that
Oh
game.
no, no moral victories either. I
No.
think what's interesting is seeing online how much fans are no longer buying into moral victories. We need wins now. Like, and I get it.
But it was there against Winnipeg.
It was
Like
there.
that was a game where people were like walked away and were like, okay, this is like, again, to your point of how close it was late. Saskatchewan on a betting perspective, or Winnipeg covered, but it was a late cover. Like they were very much into that football game. And who knows, what if Julian Grant catches that ball at the end of the first half?
Yeah.
Yes, that was
What
huge.
if Justin Rankin doesn't fumble in that field goal territory? Where does that game progress to? But I'm gonna take BC out of it, like that last game, because if you're gonna play anything similar to that, it's over. Season's
They'll
done.
never win.
Like,
And
they-
you know they won't.
yeah, but that one, it's just it was awful. But if you play like you did against, then I'll take the 3 games prior: Montreal, Winnipeg, Ottawa.
Yeah.
You have a shot to compete with Saskatchewan and Hamilton and Toronto. The question is, can you go find a way to close out the games, unlike what you were able to do against BC or Winnipeg and Montreal?
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's the question.
if I dreamt this because I knew I was coming on the show this morning. Did they not have 2 games in hand on BC?
They do.
Yeah. So
They've lost the season series.
yeah, they lost game 1 and then
if
last
they
week.
go win both of those games in hands, these 2 teams also meet in September, Edmonton and BC.
That could be a
September,
battle for
October.
game.
Where if you're tied, you win that football game, you pass them.
Yeah.
Now, easier said than done right now with this team to go win those games in hand. But yes, the Winnipeg's played, I think, 6 games, and Edmonton's played 4. So, and BC still plays this week. So they're taking on Hamilton. So even in that sense, if you could find a way to beat Saskatchewan and Hamilton pulls off an upset, you're not only with
Hamilton
2.
looks good. Hamilton
That's the
looks
thing.
good.
So like the funny part is, like, this past weekend, everything went perfect for the Edmonton Elks. Toronto lost.
Yeah.
Ottawa lost. So from a crossover perspective, they're still only at 2 points. Winnipeg lost and BC lost. So you stayed closer to 2 of those teams. Calgary, Saskatchewan, they're gone.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
let
forget
them go,
about third degree. But you just now have to pass 1 team in terms of Winnipeg or BC. And also Winnipeg just lost Claros
Yeah.
Yeah.
for who knows how long. Like, it's hard having that wishful thinking and being very positive after that last game.
But
Go win football games and you're right there.
Yeah.
and I mean, it's possible. The season can still be turned around, oddly enough. Now, last year, I don't know if we were saying the same things. Like, it did come down to Labor Day, and then whatever happened after Labor Day, which was 2 losses, I believe, against Winnipeg to seal the deal. But I don't think it's going to get that bad. Like, like Toronto, I think might still suck. Montreal, back and forth with their starting quarterback scenario. So we're going to see what happens to them.
But as of right now, if you go based on a timeline that you're expecting of Davis Alexander, I think the Elks would be with MBT, not Davis Alexander.
Yeah. Very possible.
Yeah.
And that the only reason
In
the Elks
Montreal.
started having a comeback against Montreal in that one game was because MBT came into the line.
Right. Now, what if, let's say Trey
I like
Ford
what ifs.
doesn't manage to pull off these next 2 games, okay? Cody Fajardo start in Montreal.
Well, the leash is going to be if Ford starts on Friday night.
Well, that's
The leash
like
is gonna
this
be
might not
really
even
short.
we might not
They
even
can't
see
afford.
Trey start this week.
Yeah.
They can't afford another loss. They've got to. Well, they can't afford another game like they did against BC. but
No.
they've got to be close and you
Competitive
can't
at
go-
least.
You can't go 1-5 or 1-6, whatever it's going to be, and then us trying to convince ourselves that they're a good team.
It's I don't know what to make of what I've seen it from coming from practice this week. It's clear Reed pointed out yesterday, this week it's a competition between Trey and Cody for who's going to get the starting job.
Rightfully so.
To me, then leads that I think Cody now will get the start, which then means I'm going to lose a bet with Dash in the park because he said last week that Cody's going to start. I'm like, it's going to be Trey. I don't know if I like that idea still. I think I would give Trey the start, but it would be Trey. Look, if things aren't going well by the end of the first quarter, we're making it's a short leash. Like it's get going.
Yeah, Gabby has it at a half. So she thinks Trey Ford starts for a half.
I think if he goes 2 3 and outs, he's done. Or 2 and outs.
You got to turn that quick.
2 and outs, he's done. You got to. They can't afford to lose.
And I don't mind the idea of right now lighting a little fire under his behind. And again, he hasn't played terrible. The last game was just tremendously
every
awful.
aspect of the game, though, it didn't matter. The defense was on the field for too long because the offense couldn't keep the ball on the field too long.
And look, if Jordan McSimmon's going to call the same type of offense at times, I don't think Cody Fajardo is going to have as much success even over a Trey Ford. In fact, you could maybe argue it will be a little less because he's not as fast. He can move, but he's not as fast as Trey, and Trey can get away from a little bit of those things.
But it's not like the plays are really designed around Trey's feet right now.
No, but I don't think the way he's called plays is designed for an offense to move the ball consistently. Yeah. There's a lot of outside throws. There's not a lot going down the middle. There's not a lot of screens. I'll go to that Winnipeg game. Was it the Winnipeg? Yeah, the Winnipeg game, I think it was. It just seemed like the only thing that they wanted to do in the second half was throw the ball deep. Just huck it up downfield, as opposed to trying to move the ball down the field, as opposed to just, establishing the run.
Well, in the BC game, we saw a lot of that early on, right? Just huck the ball. Sorry, Matt.
Oh, no, don't be. But it's like 5 runs. BC's defense is the worst run defense in the Canadian Football League. You ran the ball 5 times.
Yeah, especially what they did against Ottawa, running the ball.
Yeah, and it's just like in that first half, I think it was after the first half, it was only 4 runs. I was like, hey, that got away from you against BC late in that first half. There was times to run that football, and they chose not to run the football. It's like, this is the worst run defense in the league. You've got a back like Justin Rankin. You've got a pass like Javon. Like, why aren't you? And so that's why we'll go with, if Cody even starts, I don't know if the offense, if it's called the same way, is necessarily he's going to be in his position to succeed.
Right.
Because I don't think it's an offense that has the right rhythm or the right flow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. Hopefully it'll be a fun game. I'm going to be in Saskatoon on Friday night, so find a bar and wear my Edmonton Elks gear in.
I think you'll have a good chance of finding that on TV in Saskatoon.
Yeah, pretty good. Is Dusty calling that game? I think he is. Oh, no, he's not. He's camping. He's going camping this weekend.
Does he have any game this weekend?
He mustn't.
Yeah, he has...
No, because he's camping. He's outside in my car getting all my camping gear right now.
Yeah, no, I know, but I thought he has one game. Thursday's Calgary, Montreal.
Oh, he might do the Thursday game.
Calgary.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think he's driving tomorrow to Calgary after the shows. I think that's how it goes. And yeah, because that's why the weekend was free, was because he only had the Thursday game.
Okay, cool.
Is how it goes. So yeah, I guess it would be Rod Smith on the call on Friday.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I'll be cheering loud and proud as long as I can hang in there.
Well, if it's any memory of the last we've seen either of those two teams, it's not good for Edmonton because Saskatchewan's looking good.
If any of the nasties out there know I'm staying at the Sandman in Saskatoon, let me know if there's a Moxies or a Sharks Club or whatever's usually attached to.
I believe there's a Shark Club I know there's one in Saskatoon, but
what's it called? Which one?
The Sandman downtown in. I don't even know if it's downtown. It's probably the only Sandman in Saskatoon. But anyway,
but there is a Tim Hortons across from a Tim Hortons.
Yeah,
that's a.
I'll be looking at a Tim Hortons screen ordering donuts. I don't need. I need the football game.
Well, Eric's outside. He can give any recommendations.
Oh, yeah, right.
His brothers, Lucas, has also texted me. I'm just texting him back. Any recommendations?
Yeah.
Because he says Trey and Lee put the boots to the Riders in Regina last year.
Yeah.
And that's partly why I would also stick with Trey this week. But I'll say this: if all of a sudden Killam's saying Cody Fajardo's starting, I can't be upset about that.
No.
I can't be like, that's an awful decision.
No, not at all.
It's one where it's like, I understand this decision. But I'd be intrigued in what's the plan for Trey, in a sense.
I'd just sit him back and let him watch for a game and just see what happens.
Why? I guess it would have to be until Cody loses, I would think. Because if he wins, I think you got to keep going with him. But like, I think you then have to kind of outline outward what the plan is, because like in the flip side to the contract Trey got was the money increases of hard money. And 2027 is $400,000 hard money to Trey Ford.
Yeah.
that's not an easy thing to get out of.
No.
So you still need to work on trying to develop him possibly as your starting quarterback. So what is that full plan there? But there's... It's a tough time. The Elks season is on that teetering point where it's like there is a point where like it's them, Toronto, and Ottawa. You're in a real risk of everyone just leaving you, and you gotta find a way to claw that back. And a victory this week would be a huge one to make it known we aren't that team that we were against BC. We're the other games.
Well, and also good for Trey too, because like let's say if he does manage to claw out a win here, we end this quarterback controversy. Like it's been almost a year, Gerry, of going through this scenario with MBT and Trey last year, and now Trey and Cody this year. A little bit of stability would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but even last year, when Trey came in and won a few games, and he got hurt, I was really comfortable with Bethel Thompson coming in, like I am with Fajardo coming in. But you're right. If he wins 2 or 3, now we've
got to ride him out for a little bit.
Now we've got a very expensive backup.
Shark Club right behind the Sandman.
Perfect. Thank you.
Lucas says I got arrested from that Shark Club after the Riders won the 07 Grey Cup.
All right. Well, let me see if I can keep that tradition alive for you, buddy. I'm with my wife and some friends, so I have to be good. Although I do have a funny story about Winnipeg losing the Grey Cup in Hamilton. A couple of years ago, we were at the Sandman, just outside of Hamilton, and the Alouettes were staying there. So they were having their team party after the game in the Moxies. It was the only good bar there. And Spirit of Edmonton was there from like 11 o'clock watching NFL and then football game. And then we got asked to leave because they were having their after party Grey Cup thing there. So they allowed us to go sit out and drink in the lobby of the hotel, and they would serve us, and it was awesome. I had been drinking it was a good shift. And my son was with me, of course, lead singer, tall boy, right? So, and we're in the lobby, and every time somebody from Winnipeg would walk by, I would go, "Congratulations on your silver medal, losers." So he says, "Dad, shut up." And I said, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And then I get a phone call, and it's my wife, and I'm thinking she's going to say, "Hey, honey, how's everything going?" Well, Curtis had phoned home and said, "You tell Dad to shut up. I'm not going to back him up tonight." So pick up the phone. I go, "Hey, honey, what's up?" And she goes, "Go to bed, a-hole. Go to bed." I said, "All right."
I'm going to give you a round of clicks for calling out those Bomber players that way. That's
It wasn't the players; it was the fans. It was anybody that walked in that was say, "Hey, congratulations, losers."
Round of clicks for that. I think I'm with your son. I probably would have been like, "Yeah, I'm not bagging you up on this one."
Yeah, and if anybody knows Curtis, he's a big dude, and no, but he wasn't gonna. He would have definitely had his old man's back, but he didn't want to get into it. He didn't want to get into it.
He would very reluctantly.
So,
bam, Dad. Bam.
Yeah, so I did the right thing.
I was very happy with that Grey Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the Bombers losing. It's just great. Last year's Grey Cup,
they're winning too much.
Exactly, they're too winning.
You need to bring them.
I remember when we used to be like this.
2 of 5 Grey Cups. They've been in 5 in a row. They've only won 2 of them.
But in the regular season, but that's the problem is that they've only won 2 Grey Cups. But it's like they're this dynasty we keep being told for.
Right.
It's like, but you're not a dynasty.
But they won 4 last year to start the year.
No, but then they always give it to us at home.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
It gets fighty in the stands sometimes.
Actually, that game I was at June 27th, I think it was. I was there doing Grey Cup stuff, and that stadium is incredible. Like I finally got to see it, not just at Grey Cup from 2015 when I was there last, but during the day I was doing Spirit of Edmonton stuff, and then during the evening I was working with the Hall of Fame doing some Grey Cup stuff. So I had the Grey Cup with me with Jeff McWhinney, and we were outside at their tailgate, which is awesome. They do a really good job. And then the fans there it was awesome. I was wearing my Spirit of Edmonton stuff, and it was great. I had an all-access pass. I could walk around the stadium and get anywhere I wanted to, and got so lost I had to get a security guard to get me back up to Concourse level. But it was neat. I was with Dusty in suits in the booth.
I got those pictures.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's the original picture with the Grey Cup, me and Dusty, that was sent back to his wife. So then when I saw them here in Edmonton, I said, let's do the same thing back.
Nice.
So it's fun. I mean, I feel honored that Jeff and the Hall of Fame think of me when it comes to helping with the Grey Cup, and I've been able to take it out to a lot of good places, and it's kind of cool when
Oh yeah.
you have the cup in your possession, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, it'll be this weekend is a big weekend, and I think I don't know what to say anymore. I'm tired of saying I have a good feeling. I'm tired of saying all that
I will
stuff.
say one more
Hoping
thing.
and
Like
praying.
a big part though is I don't care about Trey. I don't care about Cody. I don't care about the offense. If the defense keeps playing the way the defense is playing, it's just not. And it doesn't matter.
You're right, 100%.
That's
Way too many holes.
Yeah, we could score 100 points, and they're going to score 102.
exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anything about the offense right now. The bigger concern to me is ultimately going to be that defense. Not enough pressure on quarterbacks. No turnovers virtually. Just getting picked apart in the passing game. 34 points or something like that on average given up. I don't think it's 3 something. I don't think it's 400 yards per game. It might be 400
It's gonna
yards
be
per game.
close.
Actually.
Yeah, we might
It
we might be getting there now.
400
yeah.
yards
Yeah.
per game now. Like that is one where, and it's not even a situation where you could sit there and be like, you want to know something? The offense isn't moving the ball enough and they're tired. When you look at the early in halves where they should be rested,
Yep.
they're giving up the yards,
Well,
they're giving up
there's-
the points,
and
and that's the issue.
That game against BC, we had them second and 19, and they got 20 yards.
Yes.
That should never happen.
Niles Morgan just
Never.
comes flying by and doesn't even get the touch
Yeah.
Butler and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like those things, and you're just like,
Yeah.
you could give up on a second and 19, 16 yards.
Yeah, 16. That's
You
fine.
could give up 15 yards. That's a lot. You
Yeah.
could give them that.
Yeah.
Just tackle them.
Don't give them 20.
The Elks are giving up on average 443 yards per game,
Yuck.
and they're giving up on average 34 points per game.
Yuck.
Yeah. The offense, 443 yards per game. The next worst defense in terms of yards is Saskatchewan at 384. That's a 60-yard difference per game.
That makes me feel better about Friday.
It does, actually. Me too. I'm grabbing that positive.
The flip side is Saskatchewan is a very good run defense. They're the second best run defense in the Canadian Football League. They struggle more against the pass. So that actually might lead to you needing Trey or Cody to be a better passing attack. The Edmonton Elks, they're just the worst in pass and second worst in terms of rush. They just don't do well. But actually, here's the other thing. They don't take penalties.
Sorry, I'm just
Like the
texting.
Elks?
Johnny Jazz
Well, I
was
don't
saying hi to us. So
Oh, hey, Johnny.
I
I think they against BC was a team that took more penalties than the Elks. I got to find the stats here quickly.
it's just critical
It's moments.
timing,
Yeah,
right?
it's the moments that they're taking the penalties. Why can't I find it right now?
Because they look very, very glaring when you.
Here we go. The Elks have only taken 35 penalties this year. On average, it's only 7. They're fourth in the league. Hamilton, Toronto, BC, Ottawa, and Saskatchewan have taken more penalties. When it comes to the yardage, the Elks are fourth. They've only give up an average about 60 yards. Saskatchewan's the worst at 91. So there is an opportunity where Saskatchewan's going to take penalties. You got to take advantage, but you're right, Scott. Like the Elks' problem when it comes to their penalties this year, they're not at the bottom or anything, but it's the moments that they're doing them. And they're crushing penalties.
Yes.
And you just go,
yeah.
Drive extenders, touchback takers, or touchdown takers, sorry. Just nasty penalties. And in terms of timing. I also want to say the first game of the season was really bad for penalties.
First one was bad.
Yeah. So they've been bad in some, but getting better as the course goes on, which is good. We'll take it. But yeah, just the timing of it is what they got to nail down now, which I don't know if there's ever any good time to take a penalty, take a flag.
Well, I think last game I would have been okay with a penalty late when it was a blowout and teams getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And Gary Peters takes this, it's like taunting your fans after a spearing penalty of the BC Lions. I wouldn't mind seeing a penalty on that play.
Yeah, fair enough.
There are certain moments for me where it's like, yeah, I could have lived with that. I guess
Some spark and some heart, right?
I don't mind, sometimes, the roughing the passer penalty I saw between Amos on Drew Brown this past week.
Yeah.
I could accept that one a little bit because that one's I also think isn't a bad, it wasn't a.
It wasn't malicious intent.
I put a little on Drew Brown bending down.
Down on that
play.
one. And I know a point of contact was the chin, but it looked like he bounced off the chest into the chin, and he didn't have his helmet done up.
Didn't have the helmet done up. It looks like he goes down. Amos, you can't lead with your head. That's his problem. And that's a penalty.
The call was correct.
Yeah.
Should have been a penalty. Bob Dice going, he should have been ejected. I don't think it was that extent. And even Drew Brown said afterwards, it was just a football play.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he actually commented on X. He responded
X?
to Amos's post there. So
And actually, the helmet falling off the head didn't cause any type of injury. It was the hit to the chin that caused the injury.
Yeah. Why? If it's not buckled up, the helmet's going to come popping off.
Yeah.
So but like a penalty like that, I can accept on a team because it's you're just playing football and if you're being aggressive. Maybe if you don't lead with the head, it changes things.
Yeah.
But that's one where I'm like, okay, well you're getting right there.
yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Far and few between in terms of penalties that you're just kind of okay with and good times.
Yeah, frustrating. But I mean, there's many other problems. Like, I mean, the offense can be outscoring these penalties, but we're not seeing that. The defense could be, playing down the score, driving down the score a little bit. And I think that's when you take a look at how much Ed Hervey has spent on this defense, you wish you saw a little bit more. Like Tyrell Ford, we kind of expected these massive plays out of Tyrell Ford. We haven't seen any of that yet. Robbie Smith, obviously missing him on the D-line now, but our D-line has been scrambled multiple times this season already. So we aren't seeing that true consistent D-line. We haven't seen many sacks this season.
How's Tresna?
Apparently it's looking like it could be 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, he was practicing a couple days ago.
Oh, then
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah,
Was
that's
yesterday?
good.
Yesterday should have been an injury report. Or
Yeah,
was there not?
Apparently they popped his knee back in. His knee was dislocated and they snapped it back in, and then X-rays came up negative. So we might.
So he
even
was
see him on
limited
Friday.
in practice yesterday.
Okay.
So he was actually already practicing still. Royce Metier did not practice yesterday.
Yeah, he's on one game or six.
Yeah, he's on the
6
one, I
game.
believe. Devondrick Bynum's on the 6.
Yeah,
He
that's
did not
painful.
practice. Danner Green did not practice. Serezno was limited though. So
Don't expect him on Friday then.
I wouldn't. There's no point in rushing.
Yeah.
No.
Especially when they came out, they popped his knee back in.
Yeah.
Then he got hurt again.
Yeah.
I know there was a bye week, but maybe as much as the Elks need the win,
Yeah.
you may want to put his health.
100%.
You don't want
Yeah.
you don't want a situation again where he goes out there and he gets hurt in the first half.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
you
now it's a
rushed him
6
little
game.
too soon.
Yeah.
Now and then he's on the 6th game, and then in that game you're having to get someone else in there. Must just start the game without him.
Exactly.
And take a little bit more time with this one.
Especially when you already have a Robbie Smith on the 6th game. So yeah, you don't want to completely decimate that D line either. And especially for length of time, like a 1 or 2 game, it's not so bad to deal with. But when you're looking at a 6 game, that's a third of your season.
Yeah.
That's a big injury.
Big U, has Terrell done anything of significance this season? I feel like I haven't heard or seen him do anything.
Correct.
Which a part of that, one level of that, and I think for many games, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Because he's not getting targeted. If you're a corner and you're not getting targeted, you're not going to get on the stat sheet, but that's because you're doing a good enough job defending your side of the field. I have seen a couple of small mistakes from him at times. I guess would like to see some interceptions, but if you're not hearing that cornerback's name,
Yeah.
you're not hearing Terrell Ford getting beat
again,
by whatever it is. So that's the one where it's like, he's kind of doing his job in that situation.
Right.
So he's actually producing in that sense.
Yeah.
Whereas you're hearing,
I'll give you
Bynum's
that.
been beaten or Jackson's been beaten and stuff. So actually, I think Terrell's been playing. He's maybe more closer to the top of better defensive
Yeah, it's
players
more the
this
middle,
season.
the middle of the defense that's given up those 12, 15
Exactly.
yards that are killing us on those, when it should be
So
a turnover or a punt or something, and they just seem to be racking up the yards.
I just want to we just want to talk some wins, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I've been saying that for
We
5
just want
years,
to
man.
talk some wins. We
Ever
just want
since
to
you
talk
guys, ever
about
since you've
them.
been on the air, how many times have I been here now? 4 or 5, and I think every time I said they just need a win.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that was you and I that were talking about it last year, Matt, in reference to bad scores and bad times kind of bringing more of an audience. But in the case with the Edmonton Elks, I mean, nobody wants to talk about losses anymore when it comes to the Edmonton Elks. Like, it's been years of the a very similar narrative, we'll say. Very similar narrative. Quarterback controversies.
Yeah.
Not enough wins at home.
Although the one win this year was at home.
Yeah.
If you're going to win football games,
maybe we just need to play Ottawa at home all the time because that's how they broke the streak last year, wasn't it? And then
that's true.
That's true. But no, they lost back-to-back to Ottawa last year too, and they should have won both those games.
Well, one of those is Jones got fired after the first one.
Yeah.
But that's a Boris Beatty kicked it out of bounds.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It would have been going over.
The only thing you don't do with 19 seconds left.
Maybe maybe we're talking about the Elks winning that game in overtime or something. Yeah. But there was a couple years ago. I remember Taylor Cornelius. They won in Ottawa. So this would have been 3 seasons ago. They won in Ottawa. He used his legs a lot in that game, and I thought, here we go. They're going to get that victory coming back. The Edmonton break the streak, and he didn't run. And they were down like 22-0 at half or something. I'm like, what is going on here? And then they lost, and you're like, this was your chance. This was the chance. I was very frustrated.
That was the chosen game. No, but as far as positives go, the one thing that has changed from these last few years to now, it seems like we have a kicker.
Last year we had a kicker. This year I'm pleasantly surprised. He had a bad start, but he's
Vincent Blanchard. Yeah,
he hasn't missed since.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. No, he's been playing well, and
he's like I don't want to knock on wood here somewhere.
Yeah, but
he's due for a missed kick at some point.
No, you don't want to say that because he's the only bright spot we have right now.
I know, but it's one of those. I don't even think I could get upset fully. Maybe it'll be situational to a degree, but it was like. After week 1, I think many people are ready to be like, cut him.
Yeah.
Bring in someone new.
Yeah.
Well,
and he has stuck around. He's made his kicks. They've looked confident.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't even been one where you're like, ooh, that was tight. Like it's getting just confident through those uprights.
What's his longest? Like, what, a 44, 45?
I don't know if it's that far actually.
Or is it a 42?
But he's got the leg.
Because I know he's made one over 40, one or two over 40.
This season, right now, he's got a 42.
42, okay.
Yeah. He's 8 of 10, which is he's up to 80%. He's 11 of 12 in extra points, which that one miss came in that first week as well. Like it's there. So there is a bright spot there.
Well, it has been
And a return game.
And a return game. And we have a punter. Cody Grace is putting up similar to Jake Julian numbers right now. Maybe not quite there, but similar.
We'll have a soft spot now for Cody Grace here in the EST because he was on the Hangout this last week, and I'll have a soft spot for him.
Yeah, can't talk anything bad about this guy, but no, I mean on turf he seems to be performing. It is weird because Sergio Castillo was here for a year, for a year or two. He ended up struggling. It was a year, I believe. But he struggled. Boris Beatty struggled, even though he's a proven journeyman with a boot. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but it just seems like there was something not clicking. At Commonwealth, I don't know how to put it, but these guys seem to be successful elsewhere when they move around. Dean Faithful, he couldn't kick too far, but at least his accuracy was half decent when you did get him in close. So, I mean, it's weird that position we've struggled in for so many years, and now Vincent Blanchard is killing it. You love to see it. If there's
a game-winning kick needed on Friday,
I have faith.
I have confidence right now. Yeah. That's the thing. After BC, I would have had zero confidence. Actually, watching that Montreal game, I was just like, well, what's going to happen here? You didn't know. But now it's like, if they need a 41, 42, beyond 45, a little work because we haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
But if it's a 43-yarder, I have confidence that he's going to go make that kick and the Edmonton Elks will get that victory then if that's the situation that arises. So you're right. Like he has been a pleasant surprise considering how bad it was.
Considering the start. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, no, the pitchforks were out. I think we were complaining about that early in the season. A lot of people were. And I mean, the fact, too, that they banked on him coming in from last year. They picked him up late last year, I believe, right? So.
He was drafted last year.
Or he was drafted?
I think he was drafted.
Oh, okay, but then
double check.
Did he draw in?
He came into the last game of the season.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I think, or did they bring him in camp? he was around the team for most of last season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2024, 4th round, 31st pick. So they drafted him last season. He was just, I think, on the practice roster for most of the season or something. Or he was around. And then the last game of the season, he got the chance. And
so good thing they held on to him.
They got to go, and they chose to stick with him.
Right.
And he's proven that to be the right decision. Official portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they're brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. In a little bit, we'll have to get to Play Alberta, over, under, and some other things that we will need to discuss as well. But again, we are presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades, helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider. Be sure to buy Canadian right now. They still have hot summer savings, 50% off 12 weeks on all units. That offer will end July 31st, which is, this is disgusting to say, but July 31st is next Thursday. It's just disgusting.
It is. Yeah.
Where is it gone? Where is summer gone?
Especially waking up and getting outside this morning, and it's a nice fall morning. The temperature,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was raining at Abraham Lake at Bighorn Dam. We just came back from camping. Had to turn on the furnace in the camper because it was that chilly in the morning. Yeah.
Dropped to 11 or something yesterday. I went to work. I didn't look close enough at the forecast, and I wore flip-flops with my shorts, and I go outside to go do something. I'm like, this is cold.
It's cold, yeah.
This was a terrible decision today. So today I stuck with the shorts, but I got shoes on. Keeps me a little bit warmer.
No, it hasn't been nice. So
actually, oh no, they're not in town right now this weekend. I was gonna be like, I think Friday was supposed to be nice, but of course they're on the road for the Edmonton Elks.
Yeah.
We've got Scout from the Elks call. We've got Gerry Haracsi, Spirit of Edmonton, with you on the Hangout. Let's talk about something that's coming up, Labor Day rematch.
Awesome,
Let's get it. So for those that have you'll know about this. For those that don't, at Grey Cup, Spirit of Edmonton, it's a big thing. You guys have a breakfast that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Spirit of Edmonton breakfast now. It'll be 51 years this year in Winnipeg. We've been putting on not just the hospitality room, the evening event, but on the Saturday morning of every Grey Cup weekend, we throw the Spirit of Edmonton breakfast. And I've said this 1,000 times. The only reason we call it a breakfast is because it's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's just a continuation of the party from the night before, and the breakfast just rolls right into the evening at noon on Saturday. So that breakfast has been the hardest ticket to get at Grey Cup for years and years and years. And I've been doing this now for, 10 or 15 years, and we've had as many as 2,300 people in Edmonton at 2 breakfasts, Friday and Saturday morning. And every year, as soon as we put the floor plan online and tickets online, it sells out within a couple of weeks. And it's the most fun you can have at 8 o'clock in the morning with a live band, usually playing around 7:30. Sluice juice comes out as soon as the liquor board allows us to start pouring, which is usually around 9 o'clock that day. And it's a great day. And I got together with Evan Dom and Karen Kondowski from the Edmonton Elks earlier this year, and they had the idea of why not bring that breakfast to the people of Edmonton that don't go to Grey Cups all the time. And even for example, my wife, she's only ever been to one Grey Cup, and that was 2018 in Edmonton. And so now on September 6th, we're doing the Spirit of Edmonton rematch brunch. Brought to you by the fine folks at Sentinel Storage. It's going to be held at the Edmonton Expo Center. Tickets are online right now at goelks.com. And again, we use the word brunch because we're going to be feeding you, but it's going to be a pregame party, a pre-tailgate party like no other. And it's going to be so much fun. There's going to be free transportation from the Expo Center to the game. So you can get from the breakfast brunch party to the tailgate party to the game, and then back to the Expo Center. And again, it's just, for those of you that have been to Spirit of Edmonton breakfast, you can expect the exact same. Cheer teams, both Edmonton and Calgary, are going to be there. We have the live entertainment. We have lots of other type of entertainment coming. We will have sluice juice. I think, if we sell out at 1,500 people, that's a lot of sluice juice, that we'll be making and pouring and having fun. And, I love the idea. And I've got to say, when I was here a year ago, I was really worried about the future of the Spirit of Edmonton. And with the new ownership and the new management group, we don't have to worry about that anymore. There's a really good partnership that has been formed now with the Edmonton Elks and the Spirit of Edmonton. Both brands will remain their own, but the Spirit of Edmonton will slowly be, not slowly, we'll be working with the Edmonton Elks brand and the Edmonton Elks team very closely now for all of our Grey Cup initiatives and even other things throughout the year, just so that the people of Edmonton can see what the volunteers from the Spirit of Edmonton do when we represent the city and the CFL and the Elks fans. So we're looking forward to this September 6th, the Labor Day rematch brunch, and again, it's everything that you would expect from us at the Spirit of Edmonton, and just leading into hopefully a great afternoon and a great game against Calgary. It'll be fun. It'll be a really good time.
You've been to breakfast?
Okay, I haven't been specifically to the breakfast.
Because I haven't either, actually. Weirdly enough.
I see all the pictures on X. People look like they have an absolute blast. For what you're bringing, for the bang for the buck, it's all there. It's one of the greatest times. And that Grey Cup, that's where we were at for, I think, over like 50% of the time was in the Spirit of Edmonton room. So, Gerry, you always do fantastic. Even, from Tailgate now to brunch. And we have been plugging this on our show because it's exciting. It's exciting to see what you guys do on the annual basis, but now here in Edmonton, specifically for a big game. Marquee matchups. This is the Labor Day rematch counterpart to the Labor Day game. If there's two games that you're going to watch as a Double E fan, whether the team's winning or losing, whatever, this is it. This is your weekend. Football
That
officially
rematch
starts.
has a great crowd.
Yeah.
Always does.
30,000 last year, over 30,000, right?
What was the
It'll be
sellout?
good. I think already this year they're trending towards that right now. But you know what else is really cool this year? So when they were community owned, this would always be the dinner. Like it'd be the Edmonton Eskimo, Edmonton Elks annual dinner, and it was a fundraiser for the team.
Because they're community owned at the time. So
So
community owned, and that's how they got money.
The teams needed the funds, and but now with Mr. Thompson and his family running the show, there's no more profit from these events. This is all 100% going back to a charity, and so this the Spirit of Edmonton Sentinel Storage brunch party that gives you a brunch is in support of Northern Alberta minor football, and every penny of profit is going towards that charity. So it's a wonderful thing. It's nice to see that the team doesn't need to, make money off of events that are meant, to go back to the community. And that's exactly what's happening here. So kudos to the Thompson family for doing what they're doing, and every event they do now. They just at the last game they had or 2 games ago, and they had the experience cheer with all the kids and some of their mums out. That used to be a fundraiser for the cheer team. Well, now that profit that's going towards scholarship funds for future cheerleaders. It's So and that's so great ideas and great community initiatives, and they just need to get the word out way more that this is what they're doing, and it's again all because of the new ownership group and the new management group that's supporting it.
That's huge respect. It's like you don't always get that with private ownership. Private ownership comes in and it's okay. Well, how do we make money? How do we get it? And it's
That's what we're used to. Yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely. And here you're getting a guy who and his family, him and Deb, going, yeah, we'll spend money. They know they're going to take losses on this. They could probably be sitting there like, yo, we'll use this to help balance out our losses. But I go, no, we'll take our losses and let's go do a community. This franchise is known for its community work.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we keep doing community work, and let's make sure we maybe do more of it. Yeah. So a huge shout out to Larry Thompson and Deb for doing that, because that is I don't care whether it's Eskimos, I don't care if it's Elks, Double E. It's about the community. Yeah. It's about your community. Monday Morning Magic yesterday. That's what you have to. You do those things in the community. So to double down and maybe go a little more into the community. That's nice to see.
It is, and this is when I got the phone call to come and have a conversation. I thought it'd be the same old conversation where, okay, here's our books. Spirit of Edmonton is just, unfortunately, I was telling you guys earlier before we went on air, the price of a plate of bacon and eggs has doubled in the last 4 years, no matter where you go, whether it's Saskatchewan, Hamilton, Winnipeg, Vancouver. But the price of our tickets hasn't gone up any. The price of air transportation, the hotels, man, if you could just stop the hotels from gouging people. They're so expensive when an event comes to town. So, it's when I got the call and I went into the meeting and, we negotiated a little bit and they handed me a proposal to work together instead of apart from the Spirit of Edmonton. It was a lifesaver for us. And, we're doing everything we can to continue on the great traditions of the Spirit of Edmonton. And now we have the confidence and the backing of the organization to continue to do what we do, which I think is the best team party in the CFL, because we're a bunch of volunteers. We're family people that love hosting an event. And whether it's, 10 people or 1,500 people, we do it to the best of our abilities. And now we're able to do that again, thanks to the Edmonton Elks new management and ownership team stepping up. So,
well, and a big reminder to CFL fans or whoever's listening right now or watching, at the Grey Cup, all of the teams do their own organizing and their own party rooms and everything else. The Spirit of Edmonton has been its own entity for a very long time. And the Double E hasn't ever tried to, take that over, so to speak. You guys are still running together, which is very exciting.
Yeah, we're still independent.
Yeah.
The nice thing is we get to do what we get to do. And if that means, going back to the old business model of being in a hotel like we used to be, instead of being on festival site, then we can talk about that, and see if we can get a good deal. And the CFL has done a pretty good job of creating the festival as the destination, although it's starting to show some cracks, I think. That's my personal opinion. The Spirit used to be the destination. Didn't matter where we were. Didn't matter how far off a festival site or how far away from the stadium we were. The Spirit of Edmonton was the destination at every Grey Cup. And the CFL, again, has done a pretty good job with festival and has created that destination. So it made it harder and harder for independents like ourselves to go off-site and try and draw people and attract people. But people are now realizing that, when we were away from the scene and our cover charge was $15 or $20 and our beer was $7 or $8, it made a lot of sense to come. But now you're paying $55 for a day pass. And if you just want to see Hamilton Room or the Spirit Room, you're paying $55 instead of that cover charge. Plus you're paying stadium or convention center pricing for the alcohol because we don't control that anymore.
$10 a beer, I think. Yeah.
10 or 12, depending on where you are. Yeah. So anyway, those are things that it's come and gone, and it's where we are today. And, we wouldn't be going to Winnipeg if it wasn't for the Edmonton Elks and the partnership that we formed with them.
Yeah, and you threw that out there last year as we were going into last summer. So you said that we weren't going to Winnipeg at that moment.
Well, at the time, if it wasn't BC. For when Mr. Thompson took over the team, we weren't even going to Vancouver. It was actually we were going to Vancouver. We would just be running fast out of Vancouver. And we didn't have to. So now we're comfortable and we're planning Winnipeg, and it's going to be a good time.
I got to do a quick shout out to Sentinel too. They love the CFL, it seems. They're all in on the CFL. They're in with the Elks. They're in with the Spirit of Edmonton breakfast. Like the Sentinel does a lot around the Canadian Football League. So shout out to Sentinel Storage on that one for all they do. So Spirit of Edmonton brunch presented by Sentinel Storage. Is that the new rebrand?
Well, yeah, that's what we're calling it. If Evan Dom was supposed to be here, but unfortunately he's got a sick child at home. So hopefully everything's okay at home, Evan. But yeah, that's where we're going with it, because the people need to know that it's the Spirit of Edmonton is going to be all over this brunch and everything we do, and working really closely with Karen Kondowski, who does an amazing job over there with the Elks, putting the program together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets are at goelks.com, and go on, support the team and support Northern Alberta minor football.
And I believe $225 a ticket.
Yeah, there's also table pricing. Tables of 10,
right?
I think are a little bit less expensive if you buy the table. And again, it's you got to come and experience it and see what the Spirit does for Edmontonians and the CFL.
That's exactly it, right? If you're not going to make it out to a Grey Cup, especially, I get that it's a couple hours away, 15-hour drive down the road to Winnipeg, or a flight to the non-existent airport. But you got to go check it out. To see this pancake breakfast now show up, this brunch show up at the Labor Day rematch, I just love the fact that it is the perfect pregame primer for that day. I mean, Labor Day rematch, I have fond memories. I've had quite a few bevies usually on those days, right? So I have some really good memories. I think everybody does. If you go to that game, you might as well just start it right.
Start early.
Start it right. Start early. Spirit of Edmonton, Sentinel Storage brunch. We'll see.
Pull a good shift. Get there at, I think the doors open around 9 or 10 o'clock for that brunch. 11 to 3 it runs. And then, wander on over to the tailgate.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good shift for you. And
Yeah.
Sure, I'm going to get there in time.
Oh, you want to talk about American style football? You want the American tailgating situation? Here it is.
Yeah.
Everyone's. You want to do it? You could start at 11 a.m. that day. Go till 3, as you said at the expo. Get taken to the tailgate. You've got your time at the tailgate, and then you go watch a football game. You want a true NFL, like people want to say, oh, the tail. This is it.
Yeah.
This is the day to go do it.
Yeah.
And you get the Sunday to relax and just,
exactly.
recover.
Sleep it off. Yeah.
Absolutely. So live music, Sluice Juice, obviously, it's the Spirit of Edmonton breakfast. If you go to goelks.com, under schedule, under upcoming events, it will say Labor Day Rematch Brunch. Click that. And that's where you can go and get your tickets for the event, fill out for that. There you go.
Elks cheer team performing, Stamps cheer team perforing at the brunch, not just during the game. Yep, both parties will be there. And
Tallboy, do we got Tallboy in the house?
No, it's not. It's the house band that's playing.
Oh, H2O, I think.
Whatever. I don't even know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah, it's something like that, but it's not H2O, but it's something like that.
H2O.
Anyway, they'll be, I'm pretty sure they're the band performing during the brunch.
10:02.
10:02. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry guys.
I get the
10:02.
H2O part. I get where you come with that.
Yeah, you'll need the H2O the next day.
It's been a weekend of camping, I'll put it that way.
Atif, one of our listeners, texts in, hey guys, good morning. I just want to text and say thank you to Gerry for the awesome time 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago at the tailgate. It was amazing. I got to take a picture with the Grey Cup, got to try some sluice juice, they called it the sludge juice, for the first time in my life, and I can't wait to see you guys August the 2nd. I'll be making a pit stop for some more. That's from Atif, who is he's got his season seats for the Edmonton Elks.
Awesome. Yeah, we had a great time. I saw him wheeling through near the Grey Cup, so I went and grabbed him. And Jeff McWhinney, who is just an awesome man, he put the cup on Atif's lap, and we got some good pictures taken with him. So he was smiling like I've never seen him smile before. It was awesome.
That hockey guy, I don't get why there's so much babying for Ford. He's not getting wins, and the team needs wins. See what you have in Cody. You brought him in for a reason. Okay, and I'll just respond with that one, though, is I don't think anyone's babying Trey here. I don't think anyone's that sat here and said Trey deserves the start, and it's a huge mistake if you go to Cody. But part of the growth of Trey is that the reason you brought in Cody was not to take over. It was to help grow Trey Ford in that sense. Yeah. So that would be the one thing there. Again, though, if Cody's getting the start on Friday, I don't think there'll be anyone fully upset about that in terms of that is a terrible decision. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is one that it would make sense. You're right. It is about the wins to that hockey guy. But also, if you look at it, Trey has been the guy that's gotten more wins over the last few years. So if you're trying to develop this guy, you do have to allow some of those growing pains a little bit too much, a little early. But it is like 2 weeks ago in Ottawa or against Ottawa, it was a perfect QB rating.
Yeah.
It's perfect 2 games ago.
Yeah.
And then he had one of the worst games you will see, statistically the next game. But that's why it's like, okay, well, how much more do you stick to Trey right now, or how much do you just get in Cody? Have Trey rest, sit a little, and just watch the game for a little bit, and then go back out there. So,
well, and it's interesting how that stat is now evening out a bit. That Trey Ford wins over Taylor Cornelius. People are like, why are you playing Taylor Cornelius? Trey Ford has gotten you more wins. Why are you playing MBT? Trey Ford has gotten more wins. Now he's
picking up some L's.
Picking up some L's.
Yeah.
Evening out a little bit. So
Yeah, but the defense. It's like,
oh, it's painful. It's painful.
Well, we shall see.
Trey could keep the football or the offense on the field a little bit longer, but doesn't matter if the defense is only on for 3 downs and they're scoring touchdowns against us.
They've been getting tired by the 4th easily. No wonder why the offense is not staying out there.
Also, I do need to mention in regards to Labor Day that whole week, we at Edmonton Sports Soccer jumped on with the Edmonton Elks for a Labor Day bus down to Calgary. EdmontonSportsTalk.com at the very top, just click on Labor Day bus. I'll take you to the Elks page. $125 if you use the promo code EST Labor Day. It's regular 150 plus GST, but if you use EST Labor Day and throw that code to anyone you want to, it's $125 plus GST. Gets you a couple Canadian club drinks down to the game. We'll make a quick pit stop in Red Deer. We'll get down for the tailgate in Calgary because they've got a nice little tailgate area. Sit with a bunch of Double E fans for Labor Day, and then there'll be a bus ride back here to Edmonton, including some pizza on that bus ride back to have you fed following that game. But come join us down to Calgary for Labor Day. I've actually never done Labor Day in Calgary.
Oh,
Me neither.
Back in the day when there was 10 buses going,
Yeah.
and you would leave out of this. It was the parking lot at the stadium.
Yeah.
You talk about a shift, man. You'd be leaving at 8:00 in the morning, and
Because that was when the game was 2 or 2:30 type
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
which I wish it kind of still was.
yeah. But it was we went we went a few times. It was so much fun.
I know Tommy's gone a lot. He's done it in the past, and I always heard about him. Then I'm like, I've always wanted to do this. And
It's nice that you're taking the luxury buses too, not the school buses, because
Is that what you guys had?
get your line up early if you have to go to the bathroom, get in line early, because usually by the time you get to you're probably not even superstar on the south side.
Someone's
People
got-
are starting to line up. Yeah, it's
You've never gone to Labor Day?
I've never.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I said I wanted to go this year, so I might be jumping on that bus. We'll see.
it's fun. It's worth going. We this is how long ago it was. The Oilers were in the heyday when I was driving, and we would they'd be. The Calgary would do whenever they scored a touchdown, they'd count the points and all that, and everybody from Edmonton would just go 5.
Yeah,
Just
nice.
rub in the Stanley Cup thing. But anyway, no, that was a way back when. But it's fun, man. Get your tickets, go have fun. It's a great day. Take the next day off work. You'll need to.
Well, this is also the first time in years that we've seen a bus. Nobody has had a bus running for the Labor Day game, I believe.
They
Post-COVID?
tried it, but I don't think they even would fill one bus. A couple of years ago, but
Yeah.
you guys are doing it right this year. You've got the right people, personalities, and partners. So
Yeah, Hernan's
Really good.
coming down. Jasmine's coming down for sure right now. I'm going down. Jay's going down. So there'll be a couple of ESTers on those buses as well.
I tell you, there's nobody
I've never
else.
done Labor Day.
There's no other group in Edmonton that represents and works better with the Elks than you guys at EST. Everywhere you go. The only people that aren't at a football game are you and Jake, because you're doing your pre and post, but you're still doing it.
Yeah.
You're still representing. So you don't see any other media outlet. And K97 is our partner in Tailgate, and we love them. They do a great job too. But you guys are everywhere you look. There's EST guys and Dusty calling games, and it's great support for the team.
Thank you. Well, love the league. And I'll tell you right now, though, my CFL fantasy team, I'm a struggle. I'm in tough right now. I do not like where I have my 3 quarterbacks are all hurt.
Yeah.
I have Chad Kelly. I have Davis Alexander, and I have Drew Brown.
Oh, you got 0 timelines for coming back. On
I have,
three of them.
I know that's the thing. Drew Brown. Ottawa's on a bye week, and so I need, if Chad Kelly's not back, I got to figure out how to pick up a quarterback. I know Lucas is going to need a quarterback. He was telling me who he's going for, so now I kind of sorry, Lucas, I'm going to have to attack one of your quarterbacks potentially. I have no my receiver, like Justin McInnes has done nothing the last couple of weeks. Katoy got hurt last week. My running back situations, I'm in shambles right now. I do have the Calgary and Winnipeg defense, so I've got good options there. I've got decent kickers, but
You're scrambling.
I'm scrambling, and it's. I started off 4-1. I shouldn't have been 4-1. I got a couple of fluky wins, but as the defending champ, oh boy, I'm in a tough spot right now. Not gonna lie, boys.
Trouble in paradise.
I'm in a tough spot, and I got some work to do.
I was again listening to Dusty talk about his conversations with Commissioner Johnston about this, and I would love. I'm not a fantasy guy at all, but this is what the league needs to get the younger guys into
Yes.
back in.
Totally.
That generation, the 2 generations now that they've missed, to bring a season long fantasy league sponsored event.
They're so much fun, and like I've done the NFL ones for a long time. I think the first one I ever did might have been around 2004. So I've done those fantasy footballs. I'm in Dusty's Spite League, which again, I did not vote against Dusty, so he didn't have anything against me.
Spite.
But I've done those NFL ones, and like they're fun. But it's usually the standard leagues 10 to 12, and I always thought, okay, well, it's a little tough. But when I created this with Lucas for our league, he's like, okay, we'll do 4, and we'll try what 4 is. And 4 is a great number.
Yeah.
It's you and 3 buddies just having a good time. We have our group chat. We post our stats. It's a lot of fun between us, and you don't need that extra people. And like, you could go jump into multiple leagues if you want. I mean, a lot of people. How many NFL leagues do a lot of people do these days? I used to do I would be in 6 or 7. Yeah. Now I'm down to 1.
Yeah.
But I know Dusty's in a bunch of leagues, and a lot of people are generally in a lot of fantasy leagues, and they make you watch or at least pay attention to the other games. Like, I'm busy this weekend. I was busy. What day? I was busy Saturday, so I really couldn't watch much of Riders Lions. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at the stats because I'm like, okay, well, what's Javon Cotoy doing? What's Justin McKinnis doing? What's going on here? And that also plays into the betting part of it too, where if you do certain things you're looking at. But I now care a little bit about, I want Justin McKinnis to get a couple more passes, and Nathan Rourke stop throwing to Aberhart, start throwing to Justin McKinnis. He's your number 1 receiver. He was the best receiver in the Canadian Football League last year in terms of receiving yards. So Nathan Rourke, start throwing to him. But you start getting that, and it's just fun. So it is. I really hope that they have something for people to try next year.
Yeah, I think.
But I also hope that they look. I have a league. Dusty has a league. I know there's somebody in Winnipeg. I exchanged DMs a couple years ago with someone in Winnipeg that has a league. There's a lot of actually these little leagues that popped up. I hope they kind of reach out to those little leagues and don't just try to we'll do this and then do it their way. And it's like, well, but you got this wrong and you got this wrong, and you got this wrong, and now it's fall flat on year 1. So I hope they do proper, okay, how do you guys do it? Dusty, talk like you're close to Dusty. What do you guys do? And let him explain some things. So I really hope that if they go ultimately and do it, which I hope that they do it right.
Well, which they're weekly fantasy right now.
Yep. So they have, so quickly, sorry to interrupt, but you have the coding behind the scenes.
Yes. Just got to make it work. Make a couple changes. Turn it into more of a season-long fantasy. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of CFL.ca's fantasy game zone there. I think that it would be sweet to see a Yahoo pick it up or something.
Well, TSN's a big broadcast partner of CFL. Well, not the big. They are the broadcast partner. They are owned. I think TSN's 20% owned by ESPN, who have their own fantasy. Find a connection some way to be like, hey, can we get the coding or whatever so that we can take this platform, throw it up on TSN or CFL, and here's the CFL season-long fantasy. And you don't need pricing for it or anything. Like, hey, we've got season-long fantasy for you to play if you want to do this. Get on board with a few buddies. Get on board with people from across the league, just join random leagues and do your draft and have draft night and stuff like that. And
how many people watch NFL strictly for that one player that they have? I need Tyreek Hill to go off today. I gotta see Tyreek Hill go off. And it's a Sunday. It's cold outside. It's January. It's February, right? January, we'll say January, December, actually. And you can't go outside. You can't really do much outside. Maybe shovel snow, whatever. It could be minus 20. You're gonna watch football, but it's for the fantasy factor. That's what's interesting about it. Because I'm not a big NFL guy. I mean, go Pack, but I'm not huge on NFL. I don't like the fourth down. I feel like it's a lot slower, a lot more methodical. Catherine actually really likes NFL. She might even like NFL a little bit more than CFL in that sense, just for the on TV product. But she can't handle more than one game. It's let's watch the Packers game, and then anything outside of that, she's like, okay, go watch this elsewhere because I'm over it. I'm over the sports. It's middle of winter. I'm over sports now. So I personally watch for fantasy purposes. I don't care about the LA Chargers. I can't even stand their uniforms, but maybe I'll watch to see which player is going to get me some fantasy points. That's it. CFL needs to make that happen. That's the effect that the CFL needs. And by going with, more of a season-long fantasy like Stuart Johnston was talking about, that would actually bring in the exact audience and demographic that you are looking for.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, right? I was really surprised. I'd like to talk about that for a minute. Because Stuart Johnston probably swung by your tailgate.
Yeah. I'd met him in Winnipeg the week before.
Oh, okay.
Which was really cool. And then he came by and I'm not going to say he had some sluice juice off camera, but
no, never.
He might have had
there was a cup of sluice juice, and all of a sudden it was gone.
It was gone. Yeah.
When you looked back.
And so was he. He also swung by our tailgate and extremely down to earth. I think he was a very personable guy. He's like, hey, call me Stu. I'm like, well, crazy. I don't have to give him the Mr. Stewart treatment or anything like that.
Commissioner, Mr. Commissioner.
Yeah, Mr. Commissioner, yeah. He grabbed some fries from us and then stepped in on our photo booth, speaker's corner. So he like kind of just chilled out and did everything and talked. And I'm like, hey, so how's work been? That's just tried to strike up a normal conversation. And he's like, yeah, it's been crazy. Like just traveled 9 stadiums 1 month, did the full rounds here. And yeah, it's been really busy, but I'm loving it. I'm enjoying seeing all the fans. I think he might actually make a couple positive changes here with this league.
Yeah, give him a year. Give him this, 1 season to get used to it. And, he's a TV guy, right? So
and that's the first big
it's
thing.
going to be the biggest thing. Yeah. That contract. When is that up next year, right?
Next season's last season.
The last season? Yeah.
So do you guys ever see, I don't know if you're on Twitter at all, if you go on much. There's a CFL late news Twitter account.
Yes.
Oh, I've heard only on
or
this
FU, yes.
format I've heard it, so I haven't been on it to see it. But
there's random stuff that it's crazy. But he posted or she posted, whoever's running the account posted something on TV deal after, and they actually responded with, this is like the 2% of the time we're not joking about something. Like this is something they heard.
Oh, the Amazon Prime.
Well, they threw out the idea of they had heard. Now, again, there's a lot of I've heard things, but it'll be interesting. I think TSN does a solid job mostly with the CFL. I think during the weeks they could do a little bit more. When I watch Grey Cup, I go, look at how great you do on this. Mm-hmm. Like you do a little bit more of that throughout the season. But I also think that for leagues, like look at the NFL, it's best to be on multiple platforms, not just one. And what they rumored was that the CFL would likely stick with the TSN for the majority of the broadcast deal, but maybe produce its own games. You've got the tweet?
I've got the tweet. The Trois Rivières has not confirmed that fake reports of Amazon Prime Video wanting exclusive domestic and international rights for the CFL are true. Okay. The proposed primetime football would stream every CFL game plus simulcast 1 game a week plus postseason on another Canadian network such as CBC or Global or TVA. Since this is a BS report, we will make up a number. The deal will be worth $85 million a season and will include presenting rights of the Grey Cup game. Of course, followed with some more debauchery. But I will see if that 2% came up. Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a different than I think, because where's the one I had for that? Yeah, so it was, this is one of our 2% that is real and not BS. So that was where they said, take this for notice, whether CFL's looked into producing its own games starting in 2027. It's expected TSN will remain, but then they'd produce games offered to Prime, Netflix, or Global. While that would mean lower rights fees, ad revenue for the league could be potentially higher. TSN would still be expected to produce their own games. Their commitment has helped the CFL grow, but they think an added partner would be for new eyeballs. I would really love to see something like that. I don't like, and especially like the part you added there. The streaming part, I'm not so sure of because I don't know how many people are then like now you're asking people to go seek out the CFL. Seeking out hockey on Monday night for the NHL, people will go do that.
Right.
I don't know if the CFL right now is in a position to tell people to go find your products.
No.
You need to make it easy.
No, I don't think so at all, yeah.
So, but the idea of maybe they could do it where it's also shown on CBC or Global, that's the big win for the CFL at that point.
Well, they have been doing CTV.
Yes.
So they've been doing TSN and CTV because...
And they got it right this year by doing it both.
Yeah.
Last year, they put the game just on CTV and not on TSN and confused people. And the people that only pay for the TSN broadcast, they're like, where's my game? They get the enhanced feed, but some people are like, I don't want the enhanced feed. And it caused problems.
Simulcast. It's the way to go.
Simulcast is the way to go.
Sorry, simulcast.
Yeah. No, that's what it should have been to the start. Yeah. But now they're doing that this year.
Yeah.
But that's important because you need to have it on. Like, there are still free channels of TV if you have the HD CBC. Antenna. I know RVs have the antennas on it. CBC. Those are free channels.
Why can't we somehow, like, I would like to see CBC step up again.
Bring me back Chris Walby.
Exactly.
Walby's Warriors.
Love it.
You remember those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was supposed to have him on the morning show on Friday. And he forgot. He didn't pick up his phone.
Too bad, yeah.
And I was going to ask him who's his Walby Warrior of the Bomber
yeah.
so far this season. I'm so excited to get into Walby's Warriors. What have you guys made of the CFL season so far this year? What has stood out to you?
Calgary, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. I mean, I'm so busy with a lot of other things that I can't just sit and watch CFL football. I try to have it on all the time, but just sit there and watch it. But I mean, their production is good. TSN does a good job, and it's been good. I have just other than personal feelings with the Elks, and unfortunately Calgary doing so well.
Very disappointing. Very disappointing when last year Calgary was looking rather weak. Yeah. I think it's a couple big things. One, the continuity of Jason Moss in Montreal. I think that they're looking still really well, looking really good year over year. So contender status there. Calgary, to see what a 180 that program has done with a couple of moves, a couple of pieces, right? They haven't done wholesale changes like the Double E have.
But they did 12 new starters on defense.
Yeah. That is actually rather
like
big.
They have that. And now Bob Slowick's their DC. He's been around. Like the good news is he's been in the organization. It's his first year as DC though, but he's been on an organization. So that's in a sense continuity.
Yeah.
But they've had 12 new changes on starters on defense. That's the crazy part.
And that I think that maybe that is where the turnaround is. Well, no, their offense is firing though. Vernon Adams Jr. No, but he didn't get he got his first touchdown was it last week or the week before?
VA stats aren't out of this world.
No.
But I think he's the leader for MOP.
Interesting.
Wow.
He's turned around. Like there's a swagger and a confidence it seems he's brought to that team.
Yeah.
He's helped move the ball down the field. It's opened things up for Dedrick Mills. I would say right now, if I had a vote on the MOP, I think I would go VA.
Interesting. Hot take. But it's not completely outlandish.
VA, Bo would have to be in the consideration.
Bo has to be.
There's a great couple.
Nathan Rourke is creeping his way up in there.
Yeah,
losing those football games. He's beating the Elks.
Yeah.
Wow.
In a sense, like they went and they beat Montreal, but his MBT was a late field goal. It's not like I don't think his numbers are like, to me, the VA could be in the conversation because of the wins as opposed to the stats.
Right.
With the wins and losses of the record of BC, I think for Rourke, he's got to have the numbers, and his numbers aren't there.
Most outstanding Canadian, maybe.
Ooh.
Creeping into that conversation.
Well, that's a really good question, and I'd have to go through that one a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know enough about all the Canadians in the league right now, but I don't
quickly go through it.
Yeah.
CFL just put out a list the other day.
Keeps getting hurt.
Yeah.
And that also, he's part of my Sacramento Gold Miners fantasy football team. So another injury right there. Tyson Philpott, Dalton Jones.
It's on you.
My team's just
it's
full
on
injuries.
You. It's your fault.
I just have injuries.
Voodoo team.
Yeah, that's what it feels like right now. I forgot I have Philpott, and he's hurt. And if I was lucky enough to see that he was hurt before the start of last week. That's the part of fantasy too. Is you got to pay attention to all the other teams.
Yeah.
You can't get complacent.
You can't because you got to know. Philpott's also not starting. You're looking at the depth charts of 8 teams going into a week because you got to know what's going on for your CFL
That's
fantasy.
That's why I can't fantasy because it's just
it's too much for you.
Too much time. Yeah.
Well, especially with everything you got going on, personal life, and then Spirit of Edmonton.
Well, what do you say with the Spirit of Edmonton job? You have a saying or something about your job or something.
No, I just like my real life job is my real life job, and the Spirit of Edmonton job is the passion. It's the one that I love to do. And again, when you volunteer and you need a good support system, and my wife and family have been incredible to allow me to do what I do. Like when I'm at Grey Cup, that's 5 days of vacation.
That's the big thing.
Yeah. Although we are going to Mexico this year with the team. We've signed up. I talked to Chelsea last week, and we're heading to Mexico. So,
what team?
You guys?
This
the
team.
EST.
I thought
the
maybe
EST group.
No. You and your wife.
Yeah, my wife and I. Yeah.
I was wondering, are you going with the Spirit people or something?
No. Just it's that time of year. January and February for me is extremely busy because my real life job is the vice president of the RV Dealers Association. I run both the Calgary and Edmonton RV shows and do all the organizing and managing and producing of those. So it's like running Spirit of Edmonton for 20 days straight. It's without the alcohol. Long hours, long days, lots of moving parts. So after the Edmonton show in mid-February, it's nice to be able to get away and
Just breathe.
go to Mexico and
It's fun. I'm not a camper much. My brother and his family ended up getting a trailer. My family, we never were campers growing up. But my brother-in-law has a trailer, and sister-in-law's place, the family play up north. My parents now also have a trailer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
because of that, I've gone to like the shows.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy walking through.
Yeah, there's like over
All
400
those
brand new
shows.
units here. I'm going to do a little plug, but yeah, there's
Go for it.
over 400 brand new units in both
is
cities. And
Incredible to go walk through those and those shows. I also just think the logistics of getting all those trailers in and out must be something else.
I'm starting working on it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put the floor plans together, and then you've got pillars to contend with, and you've got electrical boxes and the floors to contend with, and you've got all this stuff that nobody thinks about. So, as a matter of fact, I have a meeting tomorrow with Calgary Fire Department and going over the Calgary floor plan because fire controls everything. So if you you can't block any doors, you can't block fire alarms, the pull stations, you can't block an extinguisher. Although every unit has an extinguisher in it, I don't understand that one, but those are their rules. So anyway, those are the intricacies of
They all
putting
have
on
fire extinguishers in them.
everyone. Yeah, fire extinguishers
interesting.
and smoke detectors. But
Wonder where my parents
there's
is.
never enough.
I'll have to go look
Right
next
by the
time
door.
I'm
It's always right by the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
Always there.
Do you have you went camping?
Yeah, we have a little.
What type of camping? Are you
we have like a 25-footer or something, right?
like a trailer or?
Yeah, tow behind. Yeah.
Go behind you.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
It's a Thor. What is it? A Wanderer Light by Thor. There you go. Wanderer Light. So good old 1999 that we inherited with its own fair share of problems. But yeah, we took that thing 4 hours down the road to Bighorn Dam, Abraham Lake. Tanner Green from the Edmonton Elks was actually camping.
No way.
Right over at Preacher's Point, right around the corner.
cool.
So it's like it's that spot. It's the not so secret and anymore. So we went out there and threw a football around and enjoyed that. But by the seams of it, I guess I'm gonna have to go to more RV and camper shows.
They're fun.
100%. Yeah, come by.
I'm gonna have to.
My brother goes and buys his toilet paper for the year there
Nice.
Yeah.
because there's
there's
one
always-
place that has a great deal for it.
Yeah, everybody. There's deals. I mean, it's a great. I always say it's the unofficial start of camping season. Because Calgary we do in January, the last week of January. Edmonton we do the second week of February. And, it just gets people out there thinking, and they're buying shows. You can strike a deal. That's what it's all about. So
And some of those things are they are condos on wheels.
we had a unit in Calgary right out of COVID. So 22. So we didn't do a show we did 20. We didn't do 21. We didn't do 22. So it would have been 23. And the unit was just under $1 million. It had 7 TVs. 7.
That's ridiculous.
And a Class A bus. 2 outside, 1 on either side. Master bedroom, living room, kitchen. TVs everywhere. I thought, geez, you're camping.
Yeah. See, like just last year when we went on our family vacation, we were tenting, and it was windy, thunderstorms.
Yeah.
Catherine vowed to never ever tent ever again. She's like, we're not like even after the rainstorm, we were up all night. We slept in the car. She's like, we're going home. I'm like, no. But wait. Let me get this sorted. No, we're going home. Luckily, we stayed because the boys wanted to play and enjoy themselves, so we did. And then going into this year, she's like, yep, we're buying a camper. We're buying a camper. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you want to go camping, I'm sleeping in a camper. And to go from like tent to camper, it's like a really big shock. It's like, ooh, we got a furnace. Like, this is amazing. Holy cow, we got a fridge that stays cold. Like, like all these little things. And I grew up in like one of those big 40-foot trailers, a fifth wheel.
Yeah.
I forget the exact brands or whatever, but it has like the 3 glides, and we would camp out in Rochester with it, living in Fort McMurray, driving down to Rochester. So that's where we dirt bike. That's where we did all of our fun stuff. But that was like more for living. This is like, okay, this is like our getaway home, our little mini home, whatever you want, however you want to put it. With this camper, it's like, it's that perfect in between of, you can actually feel like you're camping and not have like TVs
You're
running.
not full
and
amenities.
Not full
Yeah.
glamping. Yeah, it's you are indeed still camping. You can cook outside, or hey, maybe you can cook inside. But when it's rainy, that's when it really pays off.
Yeah.
What's a fifth wheel again? Is that the one that just goes over the
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
the gooseneck
cap?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, it goes into the back of the
goes
truck
in
and
the
hooks onto the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are good units. I mean, some of the tow behinds are just incredible. Like you see the stuff they have, and it amazes me that when they pull them in, and they've got it's like the biggest Tetris game in the world, watching 483 units get pulled in, and they're only 6 inches apart, front to back.
Yeah, I'd get nervous.
Yeah.
Just watching it, like I couldn't drive it. I'd get nervous just watching it. I couldn't be there. I'd have to walk away and be like, no, something's gonna go wrong. There's gonna be a noise. I need to leave.
Yeah.
That just unnerves me. Good on you for doing that.
That's fun. I enjoy doing it, and we got great customers like the dealers in Edmonton and Calgary that are all members of the RV Dealers Association. Are great people. I know you guys work a lot with Arcan. They're one of our members as well, and they do a great job supporting the community as well and doing everything they do. So but everybody in Edmonton and Calgary, they're all fine people and work well together. Because if they didn't, it'd be horrible.
Well, and Arcan was making the double E branded campers, right? They were selling them. Sorry. I want to say it was Arcan, because every time at Fan Day, they would have a camper out there, a tow behind camper, and it's all deckled up double E's.
Yeah, they would have just done that, branded it that way.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
I also do have the most outstanding Canadian
Oh, cool.
On the
list
watch?
here.
Yeah.
The
Sweet.
watch.
Okay.
So Trey Ford and Nathan Rourke before that BC game were tied.
Yeah, so trade drops.
Yeah, Trey drops to 2. So at 3,
He's
you
not 2. He's further than 2 right now.
maybe past Cameron Judge. I might have
Yeah,
dropped a
I'll
little.
have to hear the last.
So the list as of then was Trey Ford and Nathan Rourke tied for first. Second was Cameron Judge of the Argos. Third was Sean Thomas Erlington of the Montreal Alouettes. Number 4, Justin McInnes, BC Lions. And then 5, Kevin Meidel.
Oh, Mattel. From Toronto Argos.
Thank you. Mattel.
He had a big
I always
game
screw up
last
his
week.
last name.
Justin McInnes did not. So, hey, McInnes, get going.
There we go.
Yeah, that'll be flip-flopping all year.
Yeah.
depending on-
Well, and that's the MOP one will be a fun one too, just because it's as of right now, I would say East versus West. It's Bo versus VA. Bo has this record too. That kind of helps, but it's.
Hamilton Tiger Cats have been a surprise this year.
But who have they beaten?
Yeah, true.
That's the.
Most of
I
the
gotta
Eastern
look.
teams.
I gotta go quickly look here.
I want to say
They did go beat Montreal, but that's MBT. I'm not yet ready to declare.
Have they played out west yet?
They lost in Calgary week 1. They lost to Saskatchewan week 2. They beat MBT-led Montreal in week 4. They beat Toronto week 5. They beat Ottawa week 6. They beat Ottawa week 7.
and then they have the BC Lions coming up here. So this game is huge for them, the Kitty Bowl.
Are they in BC or are they in Hamilton?
It's in BC.
They're in BC. They're in Edmonton. They're home to BC. They then go to Saskatchewan. Right now, because there's no. It's MBT.
Might we be saying fraud alert?
Well, I'm. They're on that list for me of, like, they're in the second tier.
Yeah.
They are not Calgary. They are not Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
They're part of that second tier. But I'd like to see them play a Bombers team.
Yeah.
And I guess to this extent, I'd like to see them play the Lions. So, like, they're playing well, and they're getting the victories that you need to go get. Like, you can only play your schedule.
Right.
But I'm not ready to declare Hamilton this threat.
Yeah, no.
I think Hamilton can lose here in Edmonton when that game rolls around here in
100%.
a couple, right?
Is that the August 2nd game?
It's the August 2nd.
Yeah.
Like, if
that's
they go
the
lose to
breakfast.
BC and Edmonton has a competitive game, I don't care who's the quarterback, competitive against Saskatchewan, I will feel good about Edmonton hosting Hamilton.
Yeah.
Now, if they go beat BC, I don't care unless Edmonton beats Saskatchewan, I guess. I'm not so sure then about that game. Because right now, like, again, BC's big games were against Edmonton. That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm not. But the injuries to Davis Alexander and Tyson Philpott to a degree, that does open up the East right now for Hamilton to build themselves a little bit, maybe of a cushion. Take a lead, pass Montreal, and force Montreal that when they get Davis Alexander back to really put some pressure on them to catch him. But it looks like right now, like Hamilton will be BC, it'll be Saskatchewan later, then Toronto. Montreal, September 6th, so the rematch weekend.
Right.
Alexander should be back. Winnipeg, then Edmonton, then Winnipeg, then Toronto, then Calgary. Tough little schedule. Oh, they only get Saskatchewan. Oh, twice. They've already played Saskatchewan.
Okay, they do get them twice. Yeah, I think they're a little sus. They could be sus. They are playing well. It is interesting to see how they have pulled it around, but like you said, there's still some really tough opponents up ahead for those guys. So it'll be a matter of, what happens with this BC game. I think that's a good test for both of those teams. Where's BC at? Are they indeed turning it around? Where's Hamilton at? Are they going to step it up when it matters? And then they got that Elks game. I'm excited for that one. I'm really excited for that one. Hey, it's always good to get back to the tailgate. What does LTE say? The tailgate is undefeated. Okay. And I know that we have a big game up against Saskatchewan. I'm also sick of talking about scheduled losses.
Are you?
Somebody said that as well. Scheduled
What's the
losses.
scheduled loss?
Well, scheduled loss, like when you looked at this year's schedule, I think we opened up.
But
The first, they had a tough opening other than the
I did not
bye
like
week.
their first few games.
You called it right when you saw the schedule. They're going to go 0-3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, BC's had our number for years. At least we didn't get shut out this year so far. But yeah, find some of that. But yeah, I mean, opening up with BC, that it's always a concert game for whatever reason. So that's a pain in the derriere.
It's always weird going to BC too.
Yeah.
Weirdness happens on a Saturday night in BC.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it go both ways over the years. Over the last 10 years. Sometimes it's like, with 3 minutes left, they're down by a couple touchdowns and they somehow get the win, the double E, or it's a shutout. Like, you don't know which way this is going. But yeah, opening up with Montreal, BC, then Montreal, then Winnipeg. I would say that, Montreal, unfortunately, you hope that we won it. But Montreal came out hot out the gate. So, I mean, that Winnipeg game was a scheduled loss for me. I looked at that and I said, okay, scheduled loss. And if they somehow pull it around, at least I'm a lot more excited than disappointed. Because, if you lose that Ottawa Red Blacks game, then you're probably really disappointed.
That one, I think the season would have been done at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they got the win.
The TSN turning point of the season. Yeah.
My-
EST turning point.
My mapped out 10 wins is still there for this team. As crazy as that is.
That's a hell of a run.
It
Yeah.
is. It is, but I didn't see them winning both BC and Saskatchewan these past 2 weeks. It was only going to be one. But then it was like basically
they
an
lost the
undefeated
easier
August.
one.
Yeah, but I also had I like it when I went through this. If I found the audio, I would have had a win in Saskatchewan because of Trey, and I would have been the same thing. Trey's success in Saskatchewan.
But you're right. They've always played well Friday night in Saskatchewan.
And then but to me, if they want to have a season where we're talking about, okay, can they find a crossover spot? You have to beat Hamilton. You have to go beat Toronto. There is a Montreal there. You might not have a Davis Alexander. Yeah. And I think there's Ottawa there before Labor Day.
Yep.
You've basically got to pretty much run that table. If you beat Saskatchewan, you need to win 3 of those 4.
Yeah.
But right there, if you can turn this around, and if you're not playing Calgary at that moment, okay, yes, you're playing Saskatchewan, but you're not playing the Bombers there. You're getting a lot of Eastern games. All of a sudden, if you can find, so that was Saskatchewan, Hamilton,
Montreal,
Toronto, Ottawa, I think. So that's the 5. Right now, they're 1-4 in the season.
If you can get 4 wins out of that 6-game stretch.
So that makes you 5-7,
Yeah.
I think.
Should be, yeah.
That's not bad.
That
That's
means
not
you're
a bad
alive.
spot to be in if we're talking about, let's say, a crossover spot.
Yeah, exactly.
With who you're beating in that stretch and with what's going on with BC and Winnipeg potentially, you might be sitting there in a 4th in the West where we're sitting there going, okay, now go as we go into Labor Day. Can you solidify a crossover spot or find a way to snag 3rd in the West?
Well, be alive by the time the Labor Day series starts.
Which is the big one.
Like as long as this team has a hope in hell of moving forward and potentially getting to playoffs, the Fire should be well alive. we haven't really been in this scenario in the last four or 5 years, except for we had a moment
A
last year.
1-win season? Yes, we have.
That, but well, 3-win season, 4-win season, I guess that's all the same.
Yeah.
But as far as having some good hope still, of being able to make it into the playoffs, even though you've already started off terribly, there was a moment last year, and unfortunately we were still out by like 3 games. As soon as you lost those games against Winnipeg, it was over, like I said earlier. So you take a look at how this is shaping up this year. Well, they do have a hope in hell of having 4 or 5 wins by the time Labor Day hits.
Got to go win those Eastern games.
Yeah.
And then you got to start beating the West.
And you start with Calgary. That's going to be a task. I'm slightly terrified for that, for those 2 games. But if they can pull together some wins, some confidence, some cohesion, you make this team look like a cohesive team by the time Labor Day hits, you might have something, because you also don't know what happens with these other teams as well by then.
Injuries could
That's
pop
right.
up.
Anything
Right?
can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those games are still far enough away where this team can turn it around as other teams get worse. And I think that Calgary at some point, they might get found out. I mean, I would like to see them step down a peg or 2,
I can
right?
see the offense being contained more.
Yeah.
Defense is good right now.
It's the defense that has been winning those games for them. That and Damian Alford. Crazy out wide receiver.
I don't know how you figure out that defense right now. That's the only thing I would say with that. Portions of this hour of the Hangout is brought to you by GS Construction. Proud platinum sponsor of the EST Golf Classic from just a couple of weeks ago. GS Construction, they are hiring now. Be part of their great team today by visiting gsconstruction.ca. Their page on indeed.ca. Past 50 years, foundation of GS Construction has been built on efficiency, quality, safety. Take your career to the next level. Join the team at GS Construction. I do quickly need to get to over under for Play Alberta. Download the app today. Visit them, playalberta.ca. EST Sports Deposit 20, get a $50 free bet, or EST or YEG 50. When you deposit 5, get a $50 free bet. I know there's a couple of parlays up when you click on EST specials. Early bird bet, Jays to win. Kirk, 1+ hit. Guerrero, 1+ hit. That's boosted to plus 152. Stamps to win. Riders -3.5. Ticats +7.5. Argos +8.5. That's boosted to plus 225. What have they got for this game? It is 9.5. The Elks. I'll just set it at if I'm putting it at a 50% chance the Elks win on Friday, over or under against the Riders. Where are we going with this one? I'm going to set a 49.5% chance. I'm going to drop it to a 49.5% chance.
Yeah.
My heart's saying, of course.
I'm going over.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm going over.
Well, again,
they're winning this
I
football
go
game.
over.
The last 2 Friday night games over the last couple of years, they've played well. I remember that game 2 years ago, I think it was, or 3 years ago, when they won on a Friday night. And at the end of the game, I thinking to myself, I can't believe we just won that. And they played well. They weren't having a good year, but they went in there, and Saskatchewan was an average team, like they always are. I like the chances.
Trevor Harris can be a hot and cold quarterback. He was hot last week.
Well, that's good then, because he'll be bad this week.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll gladly say I'm wrong on Monday on this one. I don't know. There's something in me, something from when I looked at the schedule to now to today. I like their chances.
You got to get pressure on Harris, because that's what we've seen here when he was here, that as soon as he's under pressure and thrown off his back foot,
that was the biggest thing. As soon as he took 1 sack, the game was over for Harris. Yeah. So, I agree. I think that's actually a really great point, Gerry.
Yeah.
If they can get to Trevor Harris, shut him down early, take away that confidence. Because, once Trevor Harris rolls, he rolls pretty deep. He rolls pretty hard. When it comes to the Edmonton Elks, Trey Ford, like we talked about earlier, he likes playing in Saskatchewan for whatever reason. That's where that legendary shot of him running across the end zone, running into the end zone with the ball out.
Kind of midair a little bit.
Yeah.
Fajardo might have something to prove in Saskatchewan too, though.
He's never played against the Riders.
Never. He played with them and then never played against them.
When he got traded to Montreal, he never played with the Riders in Saskatchewan, against the Riders in Saskatchewan, I should say in Saskatchewan. And so he's never had that return match.
Crazy. I didn't know that.
Reed told me this last week or something, and then he brought it up with him. He's never actually played as an opposition quarterback against the Riders in Saskatchewan and now he hasn't been long for that long, but he hasn't gone and played them. Crazy. So even if he starts, there's that little bit of a revenge game for Cody Fajardo.
Yeah, and I mean, I always like those storylines. Like, that's where I'm like, okay, if, it doesn't work out against Hamilton, does Fajardo make it back to Montreal to play in that game? Like, I like those storylines because I do think that there is a bit of feel good for the players. Help confidence wherever you can. I guess when you're used to watching the Elks be in this floundering scenario for so long, that's something that you just keep on looking at. But yeah, no, I mean, I'd like to, if it doesn't work out for Trey Ford in that first half, I'd love to see Cody Fajardo in there and ball out in Saskatchewan for the first time. I mean, why not? It's a storyline.
I guess either way.
Yeah, either way.
There's some sort of storyline that we can watch. Just nothing like last game.
You're right, though. But I would hate to see Ford start, falter, Fajardo come in and win.
Yeah.
I would rather see Fajardo do okay, build the lead, and Ford come in and keep the lead.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't seen that in 5 years either. So
you want to know something? Let's see a W.
Yeah.
Let's get some dubs.
That's how every one of these conversations ends, Maddie.
Let's just get some dubs.
Just get a win. Yeah.
Scout, what's coming up on the Elks call this week?
The Elks call, we're actually on our bye week. So we did our bye week. Might open up the sports bar for an episode, but we'll see. But I think the number one focus now is going to throw up an article on shotgunsportsnetwork.ca. What's next for the Edmonton Elks? Just a teaser. And then next week, I believe we just had, in this previous week, we did have Graham Moseman on, the PA announcer for the Edmonton Elks. So that was a really great conversation. I think we're trying to get the Turf District on the show.
Cool.
Coming up soon.
A little crossover?
Yeah, the Herd District. Yeah. Going to try to do something like that. So going to contact Andrew and get the gang on. And
the crossover event of the year.
Yeah.
The crossover you didn't know you needed.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be one of our guests here within the coming weeks. But other than that, big bye week and get everybody primed up with an article.
Spirit of Edmonton breakfast again. What's going on? One more time, September 6th.
Again, teaming up with the Edmonton Elks, a very fine new partnership for us, and we're so excited to be presenting the Spirit of Edmonton Rematch brunch, brought to you by Sentinel Storage. September 6th at the Expo Center. Tickets online, goelks.com. You can buy individual tickets or tables of 10. And like I say, I encourage everybody to attend. You're going to be able to see how much fun it is to attend a Spirit of Edmonton breakfast, and all the proceeds going to support Northern Alberta minor football. So it's a great event. It's going to be a great event, and from there, they're providing transportation from the Expo Center to the tailgate.
Very short drive
back. Yeah. LRT is running.
Yeah.
We're you're going to see a lot of Spirit people, a lot of Elks people. And then tailgate, hopefully it's a nice afternoon, which we've been blessed so far this year with pretty good weather. Hasn't been great, hasn't been pouring rain.
Yeah, it's one that the morning stinks.
Yeah.
But as it gets to tailgate, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So
do you guys find that there's a little bit of a vortex around Commonwealth Stadium?
Everything just stays away.
Everything kind of goes around. Yeah. Like I've noticed that it looked like thunderstorms coming in, big dark clouds rolling in. And then
it just dies.
They go, yeah, exactly.
At the weekend, what I heard, the weekend concert, it stopped raining just as like the weekend was starting or something.
Crazy.
See, there's a big difference there. People want to go see the weekend. And I always say it's the should we people that we need to get. And when they look outside and they go, should we go to the game today? And it's pouring rain. They're not coming to the game.
Although with that weekend concert, I saw a clip on Reddit yesterday where he was finishing up his show and the K-Day fireworks were going. And somebody saw both at the same time. I was like, that's actually that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet. But you're right on that. Like I was at the ACDC 09 show. Those that were there, they know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scout. And it was pouring rain, but you're not missing AC/DC.
Yeah.
And it made the concert that much better.
It was the lightning over top.
Yeah.
It was the lightning. I hear the legends every time.
Thunderstruck with lightning in the background. Can't beat it.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
You can't beat it.
Missed it.
in my terms of my
dream come true.
in my concert going, I peaked. I'm never gonna top that show. I said it at the time, like I'm never gonna beat. And an Edmonton show too, but ACDC 09 August. Those that were there, they know. They absolutely know. GoElks.com under schedule upcoming events. Labor Day brunch is right there. That's how you can go get your tickets. Also, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Click on Labor Day bus. That's how you can get into the tickets for the bus to go to Calgary on the Monday for the Labor Day. EST Labor Day is the promo code to use for the to make it a discount. $125 plus GST. Otherwise, it's regular $150 plus GST. But you're an EST listener. Also, pass that around to whoever you want. EST Labor Day. Boys, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Jerry, once again. Thank you for this Blues Juice.
Awesome.
Sociables once again.
Yes.
We'll do sociable.
Sociables.
Still 5 gallons of this stuff out there. So
There we go.
Have one for lunch too.
Coming up next, it is the Lock Shop, Dusty and Haas. We've got 2 guys and a goalie today. EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show, and then a replay of the VIP Golf Show from Sunday. That's exclusively on the audio stream, but that's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of Gerry Haracsi from Spirit of Edmonton, Scout from the Elks Call, friend of EST, website Shotguns
Sportsnetwork.ca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sportsnetwork.ca. I am Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts. Coming up next, it is the Lock Shop right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.